Welcome to another episode, everyone. This individual here says that the whole baby shooter situation was a play set up by Baby Shooter and Whack 100. He also says that LA is a clown show, that the individuals in Los Angeles are looking weird and clownish just on the West Coast, period, with how these things have been going on the internet. This is Dogface, who I thought was a Detroit goon. They said in the comments that he's from Pontiac, Michigan. Shout out to Dogface. This is Rockstar 2800. Go check him out. Man, listen to this.
Free TV, man. Y'all know the truth. I need y'all to get the lights up right now. You know, we live in direct. Dogface is in the building. We are going to be talking about a shooter, Baby Shooter, early release. Home from jail after viral attack over the phone. Dogface, what it do? Talk to me.
What's happening, world? What's happening with you, brother? Everything good with you?
Man, everything great, bro. I can't complain.
I'm just sitting back scoping out the clownery.
Yeah. I mean, it's something every day, right?
So listen, it's always something when you're dealing with a bunch of goddamn clowns who operate in the motherfucking circus. You're gonna always have clown shit jumping off, man. This shit is ridiculous. It can't get no. And listen, I'm gonna say this. I'm not all my LA people will get mad because these niggas don't really represent LA in total. But these niggas really doing. They're trying their best to make all things LA, all things West Coast look crazy. These niggas is like. It's like kind of like watching Donald Trump, who's asking us not to believe what we see, what we hear, but to believe their version of what we're seeing and we're hearing, as if we stupid and as if we don't have experience as our best teacher. This shit is a clown show. You went to jail, motherfuckers served your ass up, beat the brakes off your motherfucking ass. You did roll it up because the depths did, the COs, the depths did come and get you out that motherfucking pod and moved your ass somewhere different. That's a roll up. Period. Simple as that. All this shit about we gonna do something, gonna be some get back. You projecting. First of all, you got on the phone with Whack 100 and admitted that you had been assaulted. That right there is all we need to hear. Whether it is true, not true, we don't give a fuck what the extent of the injury is. You got on the phone on a recorded jail phone call, and you admitted that the story that we had heard through Aunt Hefe and through a couple of other sources was true. But then you told us you got stabbed, you got your ribs broke, that shit a bunch of clown shit, bro. That shit a bunch of clown shit. That shit is a bunch of clown shit. And this shit smell like a whack play to me.
Hey, baby Shooter was just in here. He ducked his head in and left.
Tell him to bring his bitch ass back in here and explain to us what he was hollering like a little bitch for. Come on back in here, baby girl. And then his mama called up there. Now last.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that's not LA, or that's not representative of Los Angeles. Typically, when things happen in that county jail, it's not recorded on a call, and people don't call in on a recorded call and explain what happened to them and detail their injuries. This doesn't happen. There is a lot of stuff that goes on there in the Los Angeles County Jail, of course, but individuals don't get on the phone and talk about it. So that is more isolated than anything, than it is representative of Los Angeles. It would be more isolated with what Baby Shooter did and the other individuals did when they got on the phone. How many times have we heard this? So it doesn't happen like that often at all, which would indicate then that it's not representative of Los Angeles. But this individual in particular, who did what he did for whatever reason, he said he thinks it was a play, whatever it was. That's this individual that's more isolated than to group everyone in that same thing. But at the same time, that's just as far as that situation is concerned. But I'm not denying the fact or doubting the fact that around the globe, individuals have a different perception now of individuals in Los Angeles thanks to the internet over the last couple of years or so. But that's fine. I would still say to proceed with precaution when you're in LA. Don't let the internet fool you thinking it's just sweet like that. It's not.
Last time I was on here, the last time I talked to Baby Shooter, I was on Smut Free TV, and he called his mama so that his mama can attest to how much of a killer he is. All this shit about I'm baby shooter, not baby squabbler. So you mean to tell me that a motherfucker who lived a gangster lifestyle, a motherfucker who popping all that shit, a motherfucker who you been fighting your whole life. You mean to tell me that you took your ass up in that pod, knowing that wasn't your pod, knowing that your version of the Crips got a problem with the version of the Crips that they sent you up in there with? You didn't think nothing was wrong with that? What the fuck is you going to a shower for? Nigga, I ain't going no shower. I've been in jail a million times. If they put me in a pod or in a cube or in the area with motherfuckers that I know I got a standing problem with, nigga, I'm not taking no shower. I'm not brushing my teeth. I'm not doing shit that requires me to take my eyes off my motherfucking back and take my eyes off what the fuck is going on around me. I'm not doing shit, nigga. I'm not taking no motherfucking shower. Nigga, I'm not finna get naked and take no motherfucking shower in a situation where I know my life is in danger with some niggas who I got a problem with or got a problem with my set and they set don't get along. I'm not doing that, nigga. I'll sit in the county jail for days without taking no motherfucking shower. Who gonna know? Nigga, I wash my ass in my sink. Nigga, I ain't going to no motherfucking shower. That's crazy right there.
Yeah, man. They say a lot of people feel like, he wasn't in there for that long. You should just handle your candle, you know, and because of this now it's looking like we don't know what to think, you know what I'm saying? Because Wack is saying one thing, he said one thing, even the people allegedly had involvement, right?
Yeah.
They're saying another thing from what Aunt Hefe is reporting, right?
Right? What did Aunt Hefe say about what they say it didn't happen like
Exactly. So it's all messy as hell, as I've been saying from the beginning, and all kinds of people are reporting on it. It's all on the internet. The big fella here, the inside story with me, Damian Porter. Please subscribe to the channel. Is covering it also with absolutely no regret. These individuals are indeed buffoonish, clownish even. Yeah, all that ain't happened. All that hooping and hollering. But I mean, I don't know. Baby Shooter already got on Instagram and spazzed out on 600 from Rolling 60s Crip. Told him, as we heard, he says one more thing about him, makes one more video about him. He's pulling up. I guess maybe I'll be careful here. I mean, I've made a couple videos already. I don't want them, threatening to pull up on me.
that? It was a misunderstanding.
Yeah, they basically said like they ain't got no issues with the whole car. It was just with him,
Okay.
They said,
That's fair. That's fair.
they said that he played sleep. I guess when he got there,
Right.
his little homie was in there too, and
As far as going into the module, even though your enemies are in there, your opposition is in there waiting on you or going to do something to you once you get in there, whatever the case. Just responding to what Dogface had just said right there. And again, I'm explaining the rules or what have you as it relates to the county jail. That's what happens here on this channel sometimes. But I mean, you still have to go in the module. Even though your enemies are in there, you can't. Because if you don't go in there, that's the same as rolling it up. If you tell the police that you can't go in there, even though you never went in there and rolled it up, you rolled it up by not going in there. Shit. So you got to go in there, but you're supposed to go in there and do what you got to do. Take your phase, whatever. If you get packed out, rushed, dumped out, whatever, man, it is what it is. But you still got to go, and don't be doing all that hooping and hollering.
little homie ran some fades, and I guess he played sleep the whole time.
I believe that
Play
he's a
sleep.
coward motherfucker. He thinks
Exactly.
The hell?
I think that he thinks he's a celebrity. I think that he bigger than the program. I think that he think, bro, listen, anything that got his name attached to this shit is connected to Whack 100. I'm not paying it. Listen, I would never take Shooter seriously. I don't give a fuck what he's done in the past, who he professes to be, bro, listen, I want to know from the 5 trade gangster Avalon Crips, how do they feel about
Damn.
all these antics and all this bullshit that looks like it's being inspired by Whack 100? How do they feel about that? How do they feel about every time this nigga name make a headline, it's always some goofy dumb shit, and that goofy dumb shit is controlled. The narrative behind the narrative behind all the dumb shit going on with Shooter, it ain't coming from the OG 5 trade Avalon gangster Crips. The narrative is always coming.
No, it's not gonna. You know, tread lightly because he's not representing the whole game. You have individuals that run amok, go rogue, renegades, run astray, and they are eventually dealt with and handled one way or another. This whomever the individual is not representative of everyone in that gang. Of course, you know, your gang is only as strong as what they tolerate for the most part. So this is why, you know, he's mentioning the gang because he's saying it falls back on you all. If you have them out here doing what Dogface believes to be some buster stuff, then and he's representing your gang to the fullest. Tattooed everywhere on his face, and it's all in his name, the gang, and what have you. Then, you know, when we see him, we see the gang. So whatever he's doing, it's representing the gang in one way or another. Is what Dogface is saying, I believe, because he just addressed the 5 Avalons and said, you know, what do you think about? I wonder what y'all think when y'all see him. Now, I would say for individuals to go watch Trigger Bird's channel. Trigger Bird AFS is the name of the channel. He spoke about it some. He spoke with Big Shooter, and you know, I don't know. I talked to Trigger Bird a couple of days ago. I mean, I can get much deeper into the situation as far as how they feel about it and what's really going on over there. But I'm gonna stay out of that. It's none of my business. But you know. Everything is not for the internet. There are things going on. Things that come to a head eventually when they do. We all pay for our mistakes one way or another. It's not for everyone. Avalons don't have anything to prove to anyone. Shooter doesn't. I mean, everything that's supposed to happen, it will. And that's why I said, you know, I keep on thinking that there's a bunch of cupcakes out there, you know, in Los Angeles. If that's what you want to do, I wouldn't advise that. However,
Coming from
Yeah.
Whack 100.
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. He attaches himself to just anything. And I mean, at this point, it's, you know, it's social currency for him, you know?
Bro, listen. Now he's signing Rock Nation. Nigga, I've been checking. Listen, I know people who work for Rock Nation. They ain't never heard of this nigga. Now he's signing the Whack. I guess that's because Whack, the week after I went to LA to do No Jumper, Whack did the Whack and Adams show, and he said that Baby Shooter, he got Baby Shooter signed for $500,000. Where that? Where that? Nigga, I went to the Rock Nation's website. I went to Rock Nation's TikTok. I went to Rock Nation's and I called. I don't forget. I talked to people who I know who work closely with Rock Nation. And they haven't heard anything about him being signed to Rock Nation. And then Rock Nation, bro, it ain't just the label. Rock Nation also has distro, like United Masters, like Distro Kid, like CD Baby too. So I hope he's not finna put out no project on Rock Nation distro and try to make us believe that he signed to Rock Nation, bro. Come on now. I can see where this shit going right now.
Yeah. To me, I feel like, and we talked about this the other night in here. I think Shooter lost sight. Like I think he did it in the beginning to make some waves, but he was supposed to keep going with the music. And I feel like the content is taking over right now, and he's caught up in it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good assessment, Rock. A good assessment is, I mean, but see, that was inevitable. That was going to happen because when you look at who he's receiving his marching orders from, when you look at who's helping him, who's helping to guide and navigate him through all of this shit, is the master of deception himself, Mr. Three Finger Whack.
Yeah,
What do you think you're gonna get out of Three Finger Whack but some foolishness and some dumb shit? Yeah? So the question is, did he get his ass kicked in LA County Jail?
yeah.
Okay, so you got your ass kicked. That was you screaming and yelling and crying and hollering. That was you saying, I'm sorry. That was you saying, I ain't got nothing to do with this shit. It wasn't like that. It's a misunderstanding. Please, y'all trying to kill me. Was that him?
You know that was him.
That was
Okay.
definitely him. Definitely.
Okay. Okay. I'm glad that brother in here. I know that voice anywhere.
Hey, KK down there.
What's happening with you,
Fuck
bro?
Yeah,
no.
bro.
So we have that was him though, right?
Yeah, that was him.
Okay, so listen, let's keep it G. Anybody can get got, whether you in the street or whether you in the jail. But that shit reminded me. So listen, the shooter had to be under a lot of stress in order for him to start giving up shit and start backtracking on what he say. We know that's not true because we heard that goddamn, we seen that motherfucking FaceTime phone call when he was telling T Grizzly and a couple of other members associated with Grizzly Gang who from Bompton, who it was that was responsible for breaking into T's house. He did that shit out of fear of something happening to him. It wasn't even no physical shit on the floor with him. It was the fear of something happening to him. That phone call we heard him getting his ass whooped. That shit sounded eerily like him giving up all them niggas' names who was involved with the robbery of T Grizzly house, bro.
That
You
nigga
do,
been a sucker dog face. We know what's going on.
yeah, but we still gotta cover this shit because we don't want.
Who did he give up the names to? I missed that. I don't want to go back to it. Who did he give up these names to of who was allegedly involved in breaking into T Grizzly's house or whatever, robbing T Grizzly's house? Was T Grizzly there? I don't even know the story, man. But who did Baby Shooter supposedly tell these names to who were allegedly involved in this? The police or some individuals who wanted some answers about who broke into their boy house or whatever? T Grizzly himself and his crew or whatever. Either way, it's bad. Either way, it's bad. I ain't telling nobody nothing. I don't know nothing, bro. Man. And all of that, yeah, we all get caught in situations. We've all been there. Trust me. Particularly behind those walls, it's going to happen. And, you just have to do what you have to do. That's on the street or in jail. What you don't want to do is be hooping and hollering and yelling. That's not going to help anything. That's not going to help. You can be getting done real bad. I get it. I'm not saying that can't happen. That what can you do? And that's it. If 10 dudes on you, 7 dudes, 6 dudes, any of that, you don't have a chance. I don't care who you are. You're done. I get it. Believe me. Whether they have weapons or not, you are done. But I'm just going to have to be done then. But I'm not going to let you know how much you hurt me. Man, I'm telling you, I swear, bro. I told the story before. I know I have where the homie from Do-Rock, actually, man, he ended up doing some weird stuff a little bit later on. Some telling this and that. But at the time, he was good. And it was quite a few homies, a couple of Hoovers and this and that. And got this one big dude in the day room from neighborhood. He was like from block or something, man. Big old dude, man. He was big. But the homies who got on him, they were all big too. At first, they was just basically 2-on-1 in them. And then it was like 4 of them on him. Because the dude wasn't budging. He wasn't budging. And he was fighting all 4, getting them off of him, slinging them around. He was swinging. And you just heard him grunt, ooh. As they're hitting him, bam, bam. And he just like, and just going crazy. But he wasn't, he was under fire. Seen many situations like that, of course. Stabbed up everything. He ain't hooping and hollering like that, though. No. You gonna kill me. No, hell no. That's out. Y'all just gotta go ahead and kill me then. I'm not doing all that. Fuck that. No, I'm just saying, no disrespect to the shooter. I don't want you talking about pulling up doing something to me.
Listen, this motherfucker, he presenting himself like he big LA. He presenting himself and then listen, I don't know, bro, listen. I hate the concept.
He not presenting himself like he's big LA. To the dudes outside of LA, that may be how they see something like this, him or anyone else from LA for that matter, on the internet. Say, Crip Mac or 4 Extra or whatever, anything they do, people just see LA. If you're not from LA. But of course, individuals from LA, we don't look at Baby Shooter and say he's LA or representing LA. We all say he's from Avalon. That's it. He represents Avalon. 4 Extras, we don't think about LA, this, that, and the other. We think 40's Crip. Crip Mac from 5-5. Gumby from Hoover. We don't think about Gumby representing all LA. We think about Gumby representing Hoover. That's just how we think in LA anyway. But outside of LA, I can understand why some people may think, he represents LA. He's a representative of Los Angeles.
On this kind of shit, but at this point, I'm gonna need some fast trade Avalon Gangsta Crips to step up and get some control of this shit. Because nigga, if you gonna be rolling with Whack 100,
don't worry about that, dog face. Trust me. As I said, it's not for me to speak on everything, but things are not just what people seem, man. Things don't happen maybe just when you want them to or whatever. Keep your ear to the street. I mean, people are not happy about a lot of stuff that's going on. It's a whole lot of stuff happening behind the scenes that's not on this internet, man. Trust me. About what's going on this internet. There's a lot behind the scenes that you all have not heard about yet. About certain individuals on the internet, how these situations need to be handled, etc. Trust me. Just in that situation right there, I know firsthand the conversations that are being had and what's really going on. It's not what you think, bro.
that's cool. But you're gonna have to go on here and go on over there. Whatever gang Whackton created, you're gonna have to be part of that gang. Because as the fire trade Avalon Gangsta Crips, bro, we can't allow you. Because we didn't watch what he did with Big U. We watched what he did with Loose Cannon. We watching all this crazy goofy ass shit going on with him. And for you to allow a nigga like that to lead you around, because he lead me to the money. That means that you will sell your ass for some money. You will sell your own personal constitution for some fame, for some notoriety. Bro, you ain't operating with no morals whatsoever. You just doing anything and you being led by this nigga. You ain't on the phone talking to the five. You ain't talking to no gangsters from your sect. You on the phone letting Whack 100 lead the way. So we ain't heard shit from no motherfucking Avalon gangsters, no fad trades. All we hear from is this nigga. Come on, bro.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I forgot, man. Now that you say that, I feel like the Avalons reached out to me the other day.
Yeah, man. That's because Dogface. I mean, as I said, I believe Triggerbird said on his channel that he talked to Big Shooter. That he has not talked to Baby Shooter since he's been out, and that Baby Shooter told him that Whack 100 is the only one that had his back in there. He was like, "What? This dude tripping, this and that." I'm hoping he said that on his channel and not just to me on the FaceTime. I know there was a whole lot said on there that I'm not going to talk about. But I believe that's on his channel. And I only say that because Dogface is saying here, all we hearing from is Baby Shooter, what's up with the Avalon? He's sending a message to the Avalons right here. He done brought him up a couple of times. He just brought him up again. What's up with the 5 Trey Avalons, man? You know what I mean? Y'all letting this dude be out here doing all of this nonsense. And we only hear from him. We ain't heard from no other 5 Trey Avalons what he just said. Yeah, bro. Yeah, just chill. You're not going to hear from him. Everybody not on the internet. You want them to get on the internet and say something about what they gonna do or how they feel about this or what's going on behind the scenes? There's some real gangsters around still. They don't want to be on the internet with it. They don't want to put their business out there, what they're gonna do or if they're gonna do anything or how they feel about this. They take care of it, how they gonna take care of it. It's not for everyone else to know. And they probably sit back and say, yeah, see, people can think whatever they want to think. We gonna do things in our time, in our way. But don't discount the Avalons right now because they haven't made a move just yet or whatever, to your liking. Just chill, man. Trust me.
My God. Matter of fact, I'm about to send him this room.
Yeah, so the whole thing is, motherfuckers said, well, no, that ain't how LA gang politics go. Bro, ain't none of this shit LA gang politics that he got going on with Wack. So let's just stop all this shit. We can't get to the bottom of nothing because this nigga, he everything he say, he hollering 5 Trey Avalon gangsters. So that means that everything that happens to you is their responsibility. You part of the greater group, nigga. You ain't operating independent. You ain't operating on your own. You're not no soloist, nigga. You a part of a group. So the shit you do is a direct reflection of the motherfucking set that you claiming, my nigga. And see, this is the kind of shit that motherfuckers in LA get mad about because they feel like, well, damn, man, y'all in LA politics. Well, god damn, y'all letting this nigga go unchecked with all the dumbass shit he doing. Y'all not checking it. Y'all not wrecking it. Y'all not doing nothing. Oh, we
Yeah, bro. You don't know that. You haven't. Yes, you haven't seen anything on the internet. Right? You haven't been over there to the Avalons. You don't know what them dudes are up to, what they're doing. So only thing you can base this on is that you haven't seen anything on the internet. And that's what he just said. Man, we only hear from him. We haven't heard from any other 5 trades. They don't want to get on the internet about it. You say no one from LA is checking him or this, that, and the other. The Avalons ain't checking him. As I said, I'm not going to say anything, but we don't know that, bro. We don't know that to be the case. You certainly don't know that to be the case. Let's just say that. Just chill, and we'll see how everything goes in a little while. But this is why they say don't be in LA politics because you may not necessarily know how everything goes. Because I certainly know for a fact that what you're saying right now is inaccurate. That the Avalons don't care and they just let him run around, do whatever he wants to do. And what about the Avalons? This and that. I know personally that that's not the case. That's, again, I don't want to say too much. I'm probably already saying too much. That's it, bro. But that's not it.
can't speak on what's going on, but y'all not stopping this nigga from doing all the pussy shit he doing. And then when somebody else chime in and question it, niggas get mad. Y'all can't be keeping. No, nigga. No, nigga, hell no. Because just like when them Atlanta niggas were doing that Atlanta hoe shit, that young thug shit, we laughed at them, we questioned them, we talked about them. Niggas can't be getting their feelings when a nigga, a part of their set, do some whole shit and a nigga say something about the shit. A nigga, a nigga ain't disrespecting all the five trades. I never said fuck. Listen, I've been in heated debates with this nigga. I never said fuck all your whole set. Like he said he gonna rob the whole Detroit except 2-3 niggas. We never said no shit like that. But the whole thing is, y'all, oh, don't talk about us. Well, that ain't how, come on, man. That's not how that goes, my nigga. This nigga run around. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, about mine, but chill. Let fight get off. Bullshit. All
Yeah,
right.
making this shit crazy. He got stabbed. He didn't get stabbed. Now he got Rock Nation. Why he didn't have Rock Nation in his bio until he got stabbed or got beat up or fucked up or whatever. Now he Rock Nation. I think he listening to Smut TV, him and Wack, and I think they kind of like using what they're hearing on Smut Free TV to kind of like build a campaign off of it. Because all of a sudden we question whether he got signed for $500,000. He go to jail, get stabbed, and the next day, the day he come home, he all of a sudden Rock Nation. Man,
Oh man. Okay. Wow. All right. So I don't want to make the video too long. Okay. I'll probably do a part 2 because they go on for a while. That's only 14 minutes of their video. They go on for 40 minutes. So I'll probably do a part 2 or see what else Dogface has to say. That's Dogface. I believe he's out of Pontiac. That's what people were saying in my comments. I am not sure. I am not familiar with him too much. I have been seeing him on the internet a little bit, like over the last month or so. But I know he's been on the internet way longer than that. He's a popular individual or what have you. But I don't know much about him. I don't know where he's from. He just said he'd been to jail a million times. But I thought he was from Detroit. But whatever. He's from Michigan. And okay, he calls out the Avalons right there. That's what this title was going to be. that's what this ended up being. Really, he's on the Avalon's head, wondering, as we just heard, what are y'all going to do about Baby Shooter? To paraphrase him, he's saying that Baby Shooter's making the Avalons look bad. LA look bad. Outside of dudes from LA, they just go see him as a dude from LA. They don't really know about Avalon this and all these different cliques. They just see he's from LA. Like if it was somebody from Detroit doing whatever that we thought was a bad look, we're not gonna say he's from this clique in Detroit. We're gonna say this dude from Detroit, making Detroit look bad. I get that. But Dogface, specifically, as we heard, he came at the Avalons as well quite a few times in that conversation, saying that he's making all of the Avalons look bad, period. And what are y'all going to do? It does fall back on y'all because he's saying fire trade, Avalon, everything come out of his mouth, this and that. I'm sure many people are sort of thinking the same thing. I don't know. Again, I probably already said too much. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm just covering this stuff. And let me know what you all think in the comments. Shout out to Dogface. I don't have a problem with that individual. He calling out what he feels like needs to be called out. Calling out who he feels like needs to be called out about everything. And we'll see if anyone responds or says something. I don't see the Avalons getting on the internet suddenly. Well, I guess Avalon Blue actually has been on the internet, they've been saying. Maybe I'll go see if he has something to say about this whole situation. I'm assuming he do. I've seen a few people talking about him and reacting to some of his videos, this OG individual from Avalon. But I'm not sure if he's got into anything about the Baby Shooter situation, perhaps, though. But if not, then they're not going to really necessarily come to the internet. Would they particularly come to the internet and say what they're going to do or what they plan on doing about whatever the situation is that they plan on doing something about? Probably just going to do it. It's not about getting on the internet doing it so that to satisfy anyone else who wants to see something or know about something or be messy about something. It's not everyone's business. I know it looks like LA Individuals from LA and LA gangs are just putting everything on the internet, putting their gangs business on the internet. But everyone's not like that, and everyone's not going to do that. And again, that's my point, that individuals who are doing certain things that you may feel like denigrate Los Angeles are not representative of the entire culture. They're in the, but I'm not going to get into all that. But so let me know what y'all think in the comments. That's Dogface again. Shout out to him. Shout out to Rockstar. That's the channel is Rockstar 2800. Check him out and subscribe to this channel as well. Subscribe to my other channel, Reactionary Politics. And leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all think about this. It's a lot still going on with the baby shooter situation, as we can see. There's a lot of fallout from that still. That's just the way it is. I covered the video earlier where baby shooter has some strong stuff to say to 600 from Rolling 60s about he'll pull up on him, or he's going to pull up if he mentions his name one more time, does one more video on him. I don't know, this individual here doing some videos on you saying a whole lot of stuff too. Calling you all kind of biatches about what went on up in there. So, okay, that's Dogface though, says that it's a play and it's a setup. He believes it's some sort of play, some sort of setup. But so there's a lot of fallout still going on again from the baby shooter situation. That's just the way it is. He hasn't been out that long. Still really trying to get down to the bottom of what happened. Like Dogface said, he did call in, say some stuff on the phone. Shouldn't have done that. So yeah, people still gonna speak about this issue, man, until some things are some kinks are ironed out. That's just the way it is. Let me know what you think. Stay safe. I might do a part 2. Let me know, because I might do it anyway, whether y'all say yes or not. Anyway, I might want to hear myself what else he has to say, because I'm assuming he's probably going on and on because this is just, as I said, a portion of it, not even half of what they went on about. So who knows what else he's going to say in here. I'm not trying to be messy. I'm just curious, though. So maybe I'll check it out some more and bring it to you in a part 2. Let's see. Stay safe and stay free, people.